Hey Algebra 1.5 students, how you doing? Alright, here we go. We're finding zeros. That's just the same thing as finding the answers, the values of x that will make this equation true. And so we're in this factoring unit, so our method for today will be factoring and using the zero product property. So I'm going to put x's first here, and then do my magic with the 36. What times what makes 36 that adds or subtracts to 13? So I look at the sign of the 36, it's positive, and then I look at the sign of the middle term, it's positive, so that tells me both have to be positive. And then I'm looking, is it 1 and 36 that makes 13? No. How about 2 and 18? It's getting closer. No. 3 and 12? That doesn't work. How about 4 and 9? Yeah, 4 and 9 multiply to get 36 and add to get the 13. So 4 and 9 in whichever order you want it to do. And then we'll take and do stupid line problems, or just in our heads, what would be x to make this 0? What zeros it out is sometimes what you'll hear. And what zeros it out is -4. Or if you're just solving this little baby equation, stupid line it, move the 4 over by subtracting away the 4, we get x equals -4. That's one of our answers. And we'll go through the same process again for our second binomial. So there we're going to subtract 9 from both sides and get x equals -9. So our answer, actually two different numbers, -4 or -9. Both of those numbers, if we would go back and put those in to our equation one at a time, it would give us 0 as a result. -4 squared is 16. 16 and 36 is 52, and 13 times -4 is -52, so the two 52's cross each other out, or positive 52 and -52. So you can check them real quick just by plugging them back into that equation. All right, let's go over here to this next one. Now we got a's. Same process though, still equals 0. I'll do my list over here so you can see it a little better here. Let's move this. So I could do 1 and 48, no. 2 and 24, no. 3 and 16, no. 4 and 12, no. 5 doesn't go in there. 6 and 8. And you don't have to list all these. This is just my method just to show you how to stay organized and get all the different possibilities. And so this is a positive 48 and a positive middle term. That means they're both positive. And then I put in the 6 and 8, and that's random. And then we'll do our stupid line solving, or you just notice every time it's just the opposite. So what's the opposite of +6? It's -6, which if we do this stupid line method, we get that same result. So you're just thinking, what's going to make it equal 0 inside the parentheses? And this one, if you're thinking it's -8, you're correct. And if you wanted to show work or just work it out to be sure, you would just say a plus 8 would equal that 0, and then stupid line solve that, getting to be -8. So these first two problems had all negative answers. All right, so now I've got a positive 24 here. I've got c's for my variables, so I'll put those in those first two spots. And now I'm thinking, what times 24 is going to make 10 when I add them up? This is positive 24, and this is negative middle term here, so that means they're both negative numbers. And so now I do my list here. 1 and 24, no. 2 and 12, no. 3 and 8, no. 4 and 6, there we have it. So 4 and 6 in whichever order, it still equals 0. It's easy to forget that piece. And now what's going to make it 0 in this first set of parentheses? And that would be a 4. What's going to make it 0 in this other set of parentheses? That'll be a 6. So 4 and 6 end up being the answers. Or if you need to do it the long way, which is fine, showing work is good news, we'll get c equals +4. Or doing this one, When we add 6 to both sides, we'll get c equals 6. So it's either 4 or 6. And again, you can check those super fast. Just go back in. 4 squared, 16. 10 times 4 is 40, negative 40. 16 and 24 makes 40. 40 minus 40 makes the 0. Putting a 6 in there, you get 36. Minus 60 gives you negative 24, and that 24 added to that gives you 0. All right, next one here we have r's. And so now this is a negative 12. That tells me there's one of each sign. So they're not both the same sign when this last term is a negative. And so now we're looking to see them be one apart. So here now when it's negative, these are going to war. So it's really subtracting to get this middle term. So 1 and 12, if I subtract, I'm going to get 11. That's not going to work. 2 and 6, if I subtract them, that's going to give me a 4. That's still not going to work. 3 and 4, yeah, I can get one apart with these. And now I have a positive 1 middle term. That tells me this war, the 4 has to win. So it'll be a positive 4. And then the 3 goes there. So if I check the inner and the outer terms, those two together, the oi, they make up the middle term. So 4 of those r's, subtract 3 of them, gives you 1 of them. And then 4 to the negative 3 gives you the negative 12. And now we do the 0 product property. Hey, this first term, r plus 4, could be the one that makes 0. That would mean r would be negative 4 for that one. Or maybe it's the second one is the one that's the 0. And there we get r equals 3. And so actually it's either or, both of them. Remember those parabolas I showed you? These pictures, if I were to draw a real quick picture of this, it would be something like this, where a u is going through both negative 4 and positive 3. That's the picture that goes with this equation. Whoops, right over there, sorry. All right, move this back up and over. 2 to go here. All right, so now we have y's. This is negative again, so that means there's going to be a positive and a negative one for our binomials. 1 and 28, that's not going to work. 2 and 14, no, 3 doesn't go in there. 4 and 7, yeah, those are 3 apart. I need more positives, so the 7 is going to be the positive one, and the 4 is going to be the negative one. What zeroes this out? Hopefully you're starting to see the pattern. Oh, it's just negative 7 and positive 4 for this one. And that's the case when we work it out. So if I subtract 7 from both sides, I get y equals negative 7. And then if I do the second one here, y minus 4 equals 0. Add a 4, and I get a y equals 4 for that. So again, 2 different answers. Power 2, 2 answers. Last one here's got t's. Put a little curl on your T. That makes life a little easier for the reader. And now this is positive. That tells me they're both the same. This is negative, so it tells me they're both negatives. And now 1, whoops, move that over, sorry. 1 and 30, no. 2 and 15, no. If it was subtraction, it would make that. We're going to be adding these two negatives, so that's not going to work. 3 and 10, though. That definitely works. They add up to 13. There's the oi. They add to 13, negative 3 and negative 10 makes a negative 13, and they multiply to positive 30. And now we're set to do our 0 product property. So add 3 to both sides. We get t equals 3. And the second one, we're going to end up adding 10 to both sides, getting t equals 10. And again, it's one or the other. So 2 answers in these problems. There you have it. Good job. Hope everything's going well with this unit. Take care. We'll be doing a test on this next week. Practice test coming out on Thursday.